Good morning, one and all. Please tell me whether my screen is visible or not. Is it visible? Is it visible? Velocity
Yes,
measurement. Okay, okay, thank you. In today's class, we are going to see the velocity measurement and humidity. If time permits, we will see the humidity also. Okay. With the help of velocity transducers, it is possible to measure linear velocity as well as angular velocity. We can measure linear as well as angular velocities. Many times, to measure linear velocity, it is first converted into angular velocity, and then it is going to be measured. First one, linear velocity measurement. In linear velocity transducers, the mechanical vibrations are converted into alternating voltages. Those vibrations are going to convert it into AC type of voltage based on the principle of electromagnetic induction. Hence, these transducers are also called electromagnetic transducers. We can call this velocity type of transducers are electromagnetic type of transducer. Okay, that means it consists of electrical quantity as well as magnetic quantity. The transducer is made up of electrical as well as magnetic type of parts are present in that transducer, and it is going to convert the electrical quantity into the magnetic part also. Okay, there are uh, there are two types of electromagnetic transducers. First one is moving coil type, and second one is moving magnetic type. First one is coil type, and second one is magnetic type. Both are moving only. Here, this is the arrangement for moving coil type velocity transducer. In this moving coil type velocity transducer, I am going to give some total arrangement in the closed structure. Closed structure inside this one. So spring is attached. Spring is attached from this top portion. Spring is attached, and thereafter coil is going to be attached like this. Coil is going to be attached. In between this coil, in between this coil, permanent magnetic permanent magnet is going to be fixed here. This coil movement is going to be done with the help of this spring. Okay, in this way only three parts is there, that is permanent magnet, coil and spring. This is the moving coil type velocity transducer, b- but it permanent magnet is in the fixed position. Okay, we will see the theoretical part. The moving coil type velocity transducer operates on the basis of action of the moving coil in a magnetic field. This is the this is the coil is going to be moved in the magnetic field. Okay. In this transducer, a coil is suspended between the pole pieces of the permanent magnet with the help of the spring assembly. The coil is suspended between the coil. Sorry, the a coil is suspended between the pole pieces of permanent magnet. This coil is suspended between the permanent magnet here with the help of spring assembly. The voltage is generated due to the motion of coil in the magnetic field. Voltage is going to be generated. Voltage is going to be generated due to the motion of the coil. ఈ మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ కాయిల్ ఉండటం వల్ల ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు ఎక్వైర్ సమ్ voltage here. This point, voltage is generated due to the motion of the coil in the magnetic field. Hence the output is proportional to the velocity of the coil. Whatever the output I am going to obtain, that is mainly depends upon the velocity of the coil. But uh, but this is the relative velocity of the coil with respect to the permanent magnet. That velocity, I can treat that velocity as relative velocity. This system is also referred to as the electrodynamic pickup system. ఈ సిస్టమ్కి అదర్ నేమ్ ఏంటంటే ఎలక్ట్రోడైనమిక్ పికప్ సిస్టమ్. This system is useful in the measurement of linear, sinusoidal, or random velocities. This system is useful to measure linear, sinusoidal, or random velocity can be measured by using this system here. That is the flexibility of this system. The voltage induced in the coil at any instance of time is given by that output voltage is given in terms of BIV. BIV, that is output voltage E naught is equal to BIV, where E naught is the output voltage, B is the flux density due to the magnetic field, B is the flux density, I is the length of L, sorry, L is the, I'm extremely sorry, this is L. L is the length of the coil and V is the relative velocity of the coil with respect to the permanent magnet, which is fixed. With respect to the permanent magnet which is fixed here, that is the relation here, BIV, where B is flux density, L is length of the coil, V is velocity. That velocity of the coil with respect to the permanent magnet. This relation is important. This relation is important. You need to memorize this small relation and you can explain the entire part. Okay. Next, advantages of this system. The system forms closed magnetic circuit with constant air gap. This is the advantage, and the assembly is kept inside anti-magnetic material case. Hence, the effects of stray magnetic fields are reduced. Damping is going to be achieved by an electrical means. Hence, under varying temperature conditions, the system provides high stability here. It consists of high stability. This system is a closed magnetic circuit. Closed magnetic circuit with constant air gap. This assembly will give the anti-magnetic material case. It acts as the anti-magnetic material case, and it is not going to produce any stray magnetic fields. In the damping is achieved by the electrical means under varying temperature conditions. This system is very stable. Though the damping is provided in the system due to the electrical means, it is going to be in the stable condition only. The stability of the system is high. Next one. In this transducer, a constant polarized field is obtained with the help of permanent magnet. With the help of permanent magnet, a coil surrounding a permanent magnet rod whose velocity is to be measured. The motion of rod induces a voltage in the coil whose amplitude is proportional to the velocity of the rod. The polarity of the output determines the direction of motion. So polarity is going to be determined depends upon the direction of in which direction it is moving. Depends upon the direction, the polarity of the output is depends. This is the another type of velocity transducer. This is this one. These two are the these two are the coils, and this is the rod permanent magnetic rod, and this is the air gap. And from these two coils I am going to obtain the output here. The the moment here, the permanent magnet is going to be movable in structure. It is going to be in the it is going to move here. The velocity is going to be acquired in this direction. Due to that moment, I am going to acquire the velocity here, and it is going to be measured in terms of this output. Okay. These two are the coils. These two coils are fixed. Only permanent magnet is going to be in the movable structure. This is the air gap, and these two are the output coils. This is the moving magnetic type. In the previous case, that is moving coil type. This is the this coil is going to be moved, whereas this permanent magnet is fixed here. That is the basic difference. The air gap is present here. This is the spring. This is coil, and the permanent magnet is fixed here in the moving coil type. Whereas in the moving magnetic type, magnet is going to be move here. Coils are going to be fixed air gap, and from the coils I am going to acquire some output. This is the constructional part. Okay. This is a constant in this transducer. Constant polarized field is obtained with the help of permanent magnet coil surrounding permanent magnetic rod, whose velocity is to be measured. Motion of the rod induces a voltage in the coil. Motion of this rod induces a motion of this rod induces a voltage in the coil whose amplitude is proportional to the velocity of the rod. The polarity of the output determines the direction of the motion. Here, the advantage of this some of the advantage of this moving magnetic type is there are no mechanical surface or contacts, hence the maintenance requirement is very negligible. The output voltage is linearly proportional to the velocity, robust and less expensive. Disadvantages are the stray magnetic fields affects the performance of this transducer, limited frequency response. These are not useful for the vibration measurement. In some applications, it is not at all useful for the vibration measurement here. Okay, this is the permanent moving coil type and permanent moving magnetic type velocity transducer. And next one is measurement of humidity. Measurement of humidity. Next one here. Here, humidity is usually required to be measured in various scientific and industrial applications like high temperature dryers, test chambers, moisture conditioning rooms, pharmaceutical and food packaging, heat treatment, etc. We are going to use the humidity measurement in these applications. Those are high temperature dryers, test chambers, moisture conditioning rooms, pharmaceutical industries, food packaging, heat treatment, etc. The instrument for measurement of relative humidity are called hygrometers. For measurement of humidity, we can call the devices are as hygrometers here. Some of the definitions and units of humidity is given as the amount of water vapor in surrounding air is called humidity. Whatever the water vapor consists in our surroundings, we can call that it as humidity. To avoid ambiguity, three separate terms are used to represent the humidity here. Okay, and first one is absolute humidity. First one is absolute humidity HA. That is the absolute humidity HA is defined as the mass of water vapor in unit volume of a moist air. Absolute humidity is defined as the mass of water vapor in unit volume of a moist air, where HA is the mass in grams per volume of gas in meter cube. The absolute humidity is gram per meter cube, meter cube or cubic meter. This is the absolute humidity. And next one is relative humidity HR. Relative humidity is defined as the ratio of a moisture content of the gas to the maximum moisture of gas at a temperature that saturated gas. That is the saturated gas. Percentage of HR is equal to moisture content of gas per fully saturated gas with maximum moisture into 100. That is given by moisture is given in terms of rho here. That is rho g by rho s, and saturated gas, fully saturated gas. Moisture means this is content of gas, that is rho g by rho s into 100. This is a small formula given in terms of moisture. moisture content. Generally, relative humidity is expressed in terms of percentage. The relative humidity of dry air is 0, while that of air is 100%. డ్రై ఎయిర్ అయితే జీరో అని చెప్పి తీసుకుంటాం, వైల్ ద నార్మల్ ఎయిర్ ఈస్ 100%. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ specific humidity, HS. Specific humidity, HS. The specific humidity, HS, is defined as the mass of water in a unit mass of moisture air. Whatever the mass of water content present in the unit mass of air, that is the normal. We are talking about the వాటర్ వేపర్ క్వాంటిటీ ప్రజెంట్ ఇన్ ది ఎయిర్ అని చెప్పుకున్నాము కదమ్మా, దాన్ని మనం స్పెసిఫిక్ హ్యూమిడిటీ అని చెప్పి చెప్పొచ్చు అనమాట. దట్ ఈస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ డిఫైన్డ్ యాజ్ ది మాస్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్ ఇన్ ఏ యూనిట్ మాస్ ఆఫ్ మాయిశ్చర్ ఎయిర్. Next one is dew point. Dew point is defined as the saturation temperature of the mixture. Saturation temperature of the mixture at the corresponding vapor pressure. At the corresponding vapor pressure, it is expressed in terms of degree centigrade. Dew point is defined as the saturation temperature of the mixture at the corresponding vapor pressure. It is going to be expressed in terms of degrees centigrade. This is the definitions, that is absolute humidity, relative humidity, specific humidity, dew point. Okay. And the instrument used for the measurement of relative humidity are called hygrometers. Some of the important types of hygrometers are electrical hygrometer, psychrometric, that is wet and dry bulb hygrometer, hair hygrometers, dew point meters. There are four types of instruments are there for measurement of humidity. We will see that instruments. First one, electrical hygrometers, that is a resistive hygrometer. We can call this as a humistor instrument. The electrical hygrometers are based on the principle that the capacitance or conductivity of a hygroscopic material changes as the humidity, that is moisture level, changes. మనం యూస్ చేసేది ఎలక్ట్రికల్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్వాంటిటీ కదమ్మా. ఆ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్వాంటిటీ ఏంటంటే, మనం విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు ఆర్ఎల్సి కాంపోనెంట్స్ ద్వారా మనం ఏదైనా చేంజ్ ఓవర్ ఆర్ఎల్సి కాంపోనెంట్స్ చేంజ్ ఓవర్ ద్వారా మన హ్యూమిడిటీ కూడా చేంజ్ అయింది అనుకోండి, వీ కెన్ కాల్ దట్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ హైగ్రోమీటర్. ఓకే, హియర్ electrical hygrometers are based on the principle that the capacitance or conductivity of hygroscopic material changes as the humidity, that is moisture level, changes. The hygroscopic salt like lithium chloride shows a property that as the humidity changes, its conductivity in turn resistivity also changes here. Here the material, the hygroscopic salt we are going to use is lithium chloride. I am going to use this lithium chloride. Okay, the humidity, due to this lithium chloride, the humidity is going to be changed, and thus the resistivity also is going to be changes here. Resistivity, humidity changes, then the electrical quantity resistivity also changes. While the hygroscopic salt like calcium chloride shows a property that its capacitance changes as humidity changes here. లిథియం క్లోరైడ్ యూస్ చేస్తేమో రెసిస్టివిటీ చేంజ్ అవుతుంది, వేరస్ కాల్షియం క్లోరైడ్ చేంజ్ చేస్తేమో కెపాసిటెన్స్ చేంజెస్. కెపాసిటెన్స్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి చేంజ్. ఇట్ కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ two metal electrodes coated with hygroscopic salt. Hygroscopic, it consists of two metal electrodes that is going to be coated with hygroscopic salt. The mixture of lithium chloride and the carbon is sandwiched between the two electrodes, which acts as a conducting film here. Here this is the structure of humistor. Here these two electrodes are given here, and this is the hygroscopic sensor conducting film. Hygroscopic sensor conducting film, this is the base material for supporting structure, for supporting the structure. And two terminals I am going to draw here, those two leads are connected to the Wheatstone bridge here. Are going to be connected with Bridgestone bridge, and it acts as it is going to produce some change in the resistance or change in the capacitance. and that is going to be given to this Wheatstone bridge, and some resistors are provided and galvanometer is provided here, and for the and we can supply some voltage supply also. In a regulated power supply can be given here. Okay, this is the arrangement. We will see the theoretical part. For the measurement purposes, two leads are taken out from these electrodes and the terminals are connected in one of the arms of Wheatstone bridge. These two terminals are connected to the one of the one of the arms of the Wheatstone bridge. Lithium chloride, the lithium chloride conductor acts as humidity sensor, which is fixed on the base as shown in the figure. As the humidity varies, as the humidity varies, the resistance of the element exposed to the humidity variation changes. ఈ ఎలిమెంట్ ఉంది కదా, ఈ కండక్టింగ్ ఫిలిం ఉంది కదా, దీనికి మనం హ్యూమిడిటీ పాస్ చేసాం అనుకోండి. హ్యూమిడిటీ పాస్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? The lithium chloride conductor acts as a humidity sensor which is fixed on the base. ఆ లిథియం క్లోరైడ్ ఆ ఫిలింని మనం ఫిక్స్ చేసాం బేస్ దగ్గర. యాజ్ ద హ్యూమిడిటీ వేరీస్, మనం హ్యూమిడిటీ వేరీ చేస్తే ద రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ది ఎలిమెంట్ ఎక్స్పోజ్డ్ టు ది హ్యూమిడిటీ వేరియేషన్ చేంజెస్ హియర్. Exposed, this film is going to be exposed to the humidity variation. Then what happens? If the relative humidity is more amount of moisture will be absorbed by the lithium chloride, hence lower will be the resistance here. Humidity, maximum amount of humidity is flowing across here, the resistance is going to be అది అబ్జర్వ్డ్ ఎక్కువ హ్యూమిడిటీని అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుంది అనుకుంటున్నాము, then I will get the low amount of resistance. If it absorbs the more amount of humidity, then the resistance is very low. If the humidity of the absorption part of humidity is less, then the resistance part is high. Then the resistance part is high. That is the point given here. If the relative humidity is more amount of moisture will be absorbed by the lithium chloride, hence lower will be the resistance. If the humidity part is low, then higher resistance will be observed there. With the resistance change, the balanced conditions get disturbed here. Or change in the resistance వల్ల ఏమవుతుందంటే బ్యాలెన్స్డ్గా ఫస్ట్ ఇనిషియల్ పొజిషన్లో బ్యాలెన్స్డ్గా ఉన్న బ్రిడ్జ్ అన్బ్యాలెన్స్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. హెన్స్ the bridge produces the output voltage which is proportional to the relative humidity in the atmosphere. This this bridge, it is this meter will give the this meter will give the this bridge produces the output voltage which is proportional to the relative humidity of the atmosphere. Okay, what are the next is advantages and disadvantages. It is simple in construction, response time is high sensitivity, 1% variation in relative humidity can be detected. Only 1% variation. Digital readout is possible with the aid of electrical output signal. ఇక్కడ మనం అనలాగ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ మీటర్స్ పెట్టుకున్నాం కాబట్టి వీ కెన్ రీడౌట్ విత్ అనలాగ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ మీటర్స్, వేరాజ్ డిజిటల్ రీడౌట్ కెన్ ఆల్సో బి పాసిబుల్. ఇక్కడ డిజిటల్ రీడౌట్ కూడా పెట్టుకోవచ్చు కావాలంటే. దెన్ వీ కెన్ acquire in terms of three digit display or 4 digit display, we can acquire the result. Disadvantages, cannot measure extreme changes in the humidity as scale becomes non-linear. Here the scale is non-linear in structure. Constant temperature environment is necessary. Hygrometer may get damaged in 100% humid environment. Constant temperature environment we need to provide here. If the variation in the temperature, then it may leads to the damage to the instrument, as well as 100% humid environment we need to provide here. If there is no humid environment, then also it is going to damage the instrument. And next one is dry and wet bulb hygrometer. That is sling type hygrometer. We can call this as sling type hygrometer. Dry and wet bulb hygrometer. We can also call the other name for this one is sling type hygrometer. And we will see this one. This is the dry and wet type hygrometer. It is provided with this is the glass frame. Inside this glass frame, I am inserting two thermometers. First one is a dry bulb thermometer, and this is the wet bulb thermometer. This dry bulb thermometer, I am not going to place any sort of for this bulb. I am not going to place any sort of wet structure is not provided for this one. There is no wet structure, therefore I can call this as it is it is it is let off with it is just let off to the air. Therefore I can call this as dry bulb. Whereas it is placed in wet structure it is immersed in some liquid or fluid. It is immersed, therefore I can call this as wet bulb. Wet wick is provided here, therefore this bulb is immersed in that wet structure. I can call this as wet bulb here. Okay. And this is the this structure swivel handle. This is the handle. We can call this handle as swivel handle. First one is glass frame. Next one is dry bulb thermometer, wet bulb thermometer, and it is not placed in any sort of structure. Therefore, we can call this bulb as dry bulb. Whereas it is placed in wet structure, therefore we can call this as wet bulb, or this is the wet wick swivel handle. This is the constructional part of dry and wet bulb hygrometer. And move on to the theoretical part. It consists of two thermometers, namely dry bulb thermometer and wet bulb thermometer. The dry bulb thermometer measures temperatures of air as the sensing bulb is in the direct contact with air. Dry bulb thermometer is in direct contact with air. While in the case of wet bulb thermometer, the air moves on the wet wick, so the moisture content in the wet wick starts evaporating, producing cooling effect here. Some moisture is going to be moved upon this wet wick, and it is transmitted to this wet bulb and starts evaporating here. That is the point. Just a minute. Hmm. Dry bulb thermometer measures Dry bulb thermometer measures temperature of air as the sensing bulb is in direct contact with air. The wet bulb thermometer is covered with muslin sleeve. The wet bulb thermometer is covered with muslin 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 sleeve, which is kept moist with the help of distilled and clean water. Distilled and clean water is used for the wetting of that bulb. Okay, it measures the wet bulb temperature as it kept wet continuously in wet wick. During the measurement, the glass frame with both the thermometers attached is rotated at a speed of 5 meter per second to 10 sorry 5 5 meter per second. 5 it is rotated with the speed of 5 meter per second to 10 meter per second to achieve the air motion. Some motion is going to be created for these two bulbs, and that is provided. Both the thermometers attached is going to be rotated at a speed of with the help of that handle. We are going to be rotated. Those two thermometers are going to be rotated with the lightly. It is going to be rotated with the speed of 5 to 10 meter per second to achieve the air motion. Some sort of air motion is need to be provided. For that sake, some movement of these two thermometers is going to be takes place. Here, when the hygrometer is rotated, air moves around the wet wick with some velocity around the wet wick. Okay, ఆ velocity అనేది some due to that rotation, some velocity is going to be there for the wet wick. The dry bulb thermometer measures and indicates the dry bulb temperature, while in the case of wet bulb thermometer, the air moves on the wet wick, so the moisture content in the wet wick starts evaporating, producing cooling effect here. ఈ మాయిశ్చర్ ఈ ఈ వెట్ విక్కి ఎవాపరేటింగ్ ఫీచర్ అనేది ఉంటుందన్నమాట. దట్ ఈస్ హియర్ wet bulb thermometer, the air moves on the wet wick, so the moisture content in the wet wick starts evaporating, producing cooling effect here. At the sensing bulb of wet bulb thermometer, the relative humidity can be obtained by locating intersection of dry bulb temperature curve and wet bulb temperature curve, plotting as a psychrometric chart. We can plot the both the dry bulb curve ni ఆ టెంపరేచర్ ని తీసుకొని డ్రై బల్బ్ కర్వ్ ని మనం ప్లాట్ చేయొచ్చు, యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ వెట్ బల్బ్ టెంపరేచర్ ని మనం ప్లాట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అనమాట using the psychrometric chart. The psychrometric chart shows a graphical representation of the properties of humidity. Psychrometric chart అనేది ఏంటంటే గ్రాఫికల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఆఫ్ హ్యూమిడిటీ ఎట్లా ఉంది ఏంటి అనేది మనం ఆ హ్యూమిడిటీ మెజర్మెంట్లో యూస్ చేసే చార్ట్ నేమే సైక్రోమెట్రిక్ చార్ట్. And advantages and disadvantages of this dry and wet bulb hygrometer. Advantage is simple construction, low cost, measurement of 100% humidity is possible by this instrument. Disadvantages, it is not possible to measure relative humidity continuously. ఈ రిలేటివ్ హ్యూమిడిటీని మనం కంటిన్యూస్గా మెజర్ చేయలేం బై యూజింగ్ దిస్ ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్. అండ్ second one, direct reading of humidity is not at all possible. The relative humidity is obtained using psychrometric chart only, which is tedious and time consuming process. ఆ చార్ట్ నుంచి మనం రీడింగ్ తీసుకొని అది మొత్తం ప్రాసెస్ చేసి తీసుకునేటప్పటికి చాలా టైం పడుతుంది. దేర్ ఫోర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ కాంప్లికేటెడ్ టాస్క్. The overall hygrometer is delicate due to the bulb construction. The overall construction feature of this wet and dry hygrometer is very complicated, and as well as the bulb structure is also very delicate in structure. Is very delicate in nature, so it requires it is a cost effective one, as well as we need to focus upon the maintenance of this dry and wet bulb hygrometer. Maintenance cost is also very high. This is about dry and wet hygrometer. In today's topics, what we have seen is velocity measurement. In that velocity measurement, we have seen the moving coil type and moving magnetic type. The both these are very important. Structure, this is the structure: spring, coil, and permanent magnet. Permanent magnet is fixed in moving coil type. Okay, whereas the magnetic type, magnet movement in this magnet will takes place, and these coils are fixed, and output reading and output I am going to acquire from this two coils here. That is the moving magnetic type. Moving magnetic type velocity transducer, and its advantage and disadvantage. Next one is humidity measurement. We can, for humidity measurement, we can call that instrument as hygrometer. The amount of water vapor, the amount of water vapor in surrounding air is called humidity. There are different types of humidity is provided here, that is absolute humidity, relative humidity, specific humidity, dew point. And we have discussed in this class, that is electrical hygrometer, and next one is psychrometer or wet and dry bulb hygrometer. These two hygrometers we will discuss in the next class. First one, that is electrical hygrometer, consists of two electrodes, and in between this one film is placed. That film is hygroscopic sensing conducting film. Due to this film, I can make the change in the resistance part as well as capacitance part, and that can be transmitted to this Wheatstone bridge. And from this Wheatstone bridge, I can acquire some output voltage. In terms of output voltage, I can measure the relative humidity here. Okay, that is going to be manufactured using lithium chloride, or some other type of chloride type of materials can be used in order to change in the resistance levels. Okay, advantage and disadvantage. Next one is dry and wet hygrometer. In this arrangement, we have seen two thermometers are arranged. First one is dry bulb thermometer, and next one is wet bulb thermometer, and these two are arranged in glass frame. And here wet wick is provided, and we can call this as wet bulb, and it is exposed to air, we can call this as dry bulb. And handle is provided. Due to this handle, the movement of these two thermometers can be takes place. Swivel handle. Okay, that is the constructional part. Just you can explain what happens across the wet bulb thermometer and what happens across the dry bulb thermometer. And by using this psychrometric chart, we can get the different properties of this humidity. We can acquire the relative change in the humidity of this instrument. And and finally, what is the advantage and disadvantage? Okay, this is about hygrometer. Two types of hygrometer we have discussed for this class. In tomorrow's class, we will see the next two topics. Okay.